Time to bag some milk, and we're going to talk about pumping schedules today. So your pump schedule is going to be very customized to you and your needs. But take note, your pump schedule does not need to line up with your baby's feeding schedule if you're exclusively pumping. So at the beginning, when you're first establishing your milk right after your baby's born, you should be pumping about every 2 to 3 hours around the clock, even through the night. Once your baby gets back up to their birth weight, usually they say you can go at about a month postpartum, you can go 3 to 4 hours through the night instead of 2 to 3. But during the day, you should still be pumping every 2 to 3 hours. So your milk supply regulates at about 12 weeks, and that's when it kind of stabilizes out and you don't have to pump as much because your body knows how much you need to be producing. So around 12 weeks, you can start to space out your pumps a little bit more. During the day, you can pump every 3 to 4 hours, and then just do 1 or 2 middle of the night pumps. But you still need to be very regular with your pumping the whole time you're exclusively pumping, just so that you make sure you have enough milk for your baby. General rule of thumb is that you want to pump for about 120 minutes every day, no matter where you're at in your exclusive pumping journey. This just means as you cut pumps out of your schedule, you go down from, 6 to 5 or 5 to 4. You're going to increase the amount of time that you pump, so you're still hitting 120 minutes of pump time. Once you hit 4 to 5 months, you can probably cut that middle of the night pump completely out. That's what I do. I only pump during the day. I go about 8 to 9 hours at night. And all of this information is very, very specialized per mom. You're going to be different than your friend who pumps. Everybody's different. We all have different amounts of supply. We all have different times that work best for us to pump. So take these as a loose guideline and just know that if you're pumping enough to feed your baby, you're doing just fine. And if you're not pumping enough to feed your baby and you have to supplement with formula or donor milk, you're also doing just fine. Everybody's gonna be different and everybody's doing just fine. Supplementation is fine, donor milk is fine, fed is best. Your baby's getting fed. That's what we care about. Let me tell you my pumping schedule in case you're interested. So I don't pump at the same times every day. I don't even pump at the same intervals every day, but I try to hit 5 or 6 pumps every day. I usually do my last pump of the day around 11 p.m. if that works with the schedule I've done the rest of the day. And then my first pump of the day, I do anytime between 7 and 9 a.m. depending on when I have to wake up that day. Then I typically pump between 12 and 1. I pump again between 3:30 and 5:30, somewhere in there. And then somewhere in the realm of 7:30 to 9. Then my final pump of the day at 11 p.m. Now some days I'll pump every 3 hours around the clock and I'll get 6 pumps in. Some days like today, I only get 4 pumps in because I ran out of time and then I forgot. So every day for me is a little bit different, but I am 6 months postpartum, so my milk is totally regular. I get kind of the same amount no matter how many times I pump. I do not recommend doing the willy-nilly thing that I do until your milk is regulated. I have enough to feed my baby, and I am lucky to also have some donor milk from one of my friends so that when my supply is low, we still have breast milk to give to my baby. So that's my pump schedule and how I do things, but let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. I am not an expert by any means, but I am happy to share what has worked for me and what has helped me. Happy pumping!